Okay, we should be live. Hopefully, we're live. Good evening, one and all. A very warm welcome to everybody. We're a couple of minutes, 3 minutes late. Blame me. It's always me. So a very warm welcome and a massive warm welcome to my two special guests tonight. I can't think of anyone nicer to have on this show than the two people I got on here. That's Roberto at the top from Centenary Mods, and of course, as everyone knows more than me, Nathan from Vaper. Everyone knows Nathan, so no introduction really necessary. So thank you guys for coming on. Well, perhaps shall we do what we're vaping on, and then I'll go through chat and say hello to one or two people. I probably won't be able to keep up with chat tonight because I think we're going to be quite busy, but I'll do the best I can. So, Roberto, would you like to tell us what you're vaping on, please?
Tonight, well, I just came back from Italy this morning. I arrived to my house this morning at 8 of the morning, and I came with everything dirty. So I just set up this dwarf CL with a mix of barley, pear, and pepper. And I also set up this Vita V8 with La Taglia Solo from Brentwood.
I like that mod.
What mod was that second one?
Yeah.
It's a D1 side by side from GD Mods.
Okay. Nice.
Never seen that. But I assume it only accommodates 22 millimeter, 23 millimeter?
I think even 24 millimeters.
24?
Yeah, 24. I can use the Diplomat here with no problem. Yeah.
Oh, wow, nice mod.
Nathan, what are you vaping on tonight? I don't think we need to ask.
No, you see, I for the occasion, for the special occasion, first of all, obviously the Diplomat. Goes without saying. But I brought something for your honor, Mark.
Oh.
The True Tank.
Oh, bless the little True Tank.
And it's very good indeed.
It's still kicking a punch, is it? I'm not sure if you know, Roberto, but the True Tank was one that I designed and had made. But a long time ago, try to think how long ago, but it's 3 years, maybe even 4 years ago now. So, but thank you, Nathan, for bringing that on.
And I tell you something else.
Can I see the atomizer a bit closer? Can you show it to the cam?
Well, where's the camera here? Hold on.
Okay. I think I've seen that atomizer.
And I recoiled today the True Tank, and I've noticed. I was thinking to myself while I was doing it, how well the post have got it's like little clamps.
Yeah.
And they make it so easy to coil.
Easy to put the coil. Yeah.
Amazingly easy.
Yeah. Although if you use too much of a Clapton, that can short on the chimney.
Yeah. Okay, so you need to think of it. But anyway, that's these two tanks I especially made sure to come with. One for Roberto and one for Mark. And I've got my other gear that I carry with me on my travels. But it's not for today's video. These two is good enough.
Lovely.
You might see me picking them up while we talk.
Well, as far as what I'm vaping, I thought it would be rude just not to basically have two diplomats on the go.
Yeah.
You all have diplomats, but me.
One's Tina's, one's mine. I've nicked it off her for the show. Both of them, I've got the Latakia Extra Dry for pod. I don't know if you can see that. I have got a nest here, but that's just for, I won't be vapor, just for a bit of fun. That's the RDA. So let's crack over to chat and see who's in and say hello to everybody. Gary Tucker, top of the list. Welcome to the show. I saw Gary, as soon as I put the thumbnail up, Gary was on there. I thought, oh, he's waiting for it. Daniel, evening Daniel. Francis Homer, evening to you.
Yeah, it's one of
your...
Yeah, one of my guys, yeah.
Yeah, Stephen. I'm not sure if anyone... Let's put it up there. Don't know how to pronounce that.
Stefan, yeah, Stefan.
Yeah, Stefan. Right, okay, there you go. Chris Haynes, one of mine. I reckon there's a lot of mutuals in here, actually, Nathan, as well. Chris, Adrian Mason, evening to you, Adrian. Roberto, there you go. Good evening, guys. So there he is. A lovely thumbnail, Roberto. Really like that. Martin Burns with his lovely dog. Evening, Martin. Mark Trigwell, it says, good evening, Roberto. Nice to see you. Hertigan on the line. Good evening to you. Mick King. Evening, Mick. Jim Mills. Comfy. Mark, I think I've said. Adrian, I've said. Just scrolling down. Jim Mills, I've said. Scroll down. Mark, I've said. There's a lot there repeats. Damien, evening, Damien. Albert Valenti.
I will. 1 second, Mark. I will move to another room because my wife just arrived and she won the car.
That's fine. That's absolutely fine. Twisted Vaper. Evening, Twisted Vaper. Jim Mills, I've said. Martin, I've said. Everyone comments in chat. So do you find that? Well, you don't do a live, do you, Nathan? So it doesn't.
No, I can't see the chat at all. Actually,
you can't see it. Okay.
No.
Anything relevant, I'll flick it onto the.
Yeah. Thanks very much.
Laurie, evening, Laurie. Nice to see you. Frankie Jazz, evening, Frankie Jazz. Who else we got? Keith Parker. Yeah, I'll flick it over like this. Here comes Keith's now, should be. There you go, like that, so you can read it. You can read it there. Yep, good. Pulled and by, evening, pulled and by. Robbie Goldwood, evening to you, Robbie. That's about it. I think I'm down at the bottom. How does... Classic Laurie, love that one. How does one get a thumbnail pick here? I've never tried. We'll leave that for another night. And all right, there you go. Here's one. Garuda Surya. Yeah. But he says from France, following Nathan and Roberto. Good evening. So he's a pair of your followers. But yeah, there you go. It's Laurie again. And Hafen Senga. There you go.
Oh, yeah.
Good evening, diplomats. And grab that one at the end. And Graham Mabberley. So I guess we should just start with Roberto and just see what Roberto's got. So really, the diplomat for me, I'll point him in the direction I want him to go in. I've tried, as Nathan has, as I'm sure we all have, many RTAs, and some have got better points than others. A lot of them are much of a much. But I got hold of this diplomat from Nathan, and the one key thing that struck me was the airflow. That, for me, was everything of this RTA that set it apart from anything else, really. So where did you come up with the I wish I'd have done it. the inspiration for your airflow. There you go. That's my question. Oh no, we've lost volume. Can't hear you.
No?
There. Perfect.
Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, that's actually a long story because, how to tell you, I learned a lot from being a simple user. So from trying a lot of atomizers. And one thing that one atomizer that sets everything apart for me, that make everything change, was the Millennium. And also another one that has a similar system was the Major V2. The Major V2 and the Millennium have a common system inside. And they have a really good airflow. So I started to get more interest about how the airflow, how the fluid dynamics works. After that, me and Benjamin, one of my partners, talked about actually make an atomizer, and I were thinking like for a long time, and I have a very primitive idea for the diplomat. After that idea, I've met Oliver and Alvaro, or another two partners from Centenary. We are a four people team.
Four. Okay, I didn't realize that, but yeah.
Yeah. So Alvaro and me was talking about the idea, and my actual idea was to make not a round shape, was actually like a pyramid shape, a sharp shape. But Alvaro thought a round shape would be better for the airflow because the command effect. Okay, we ran everything in the 3D drawing, and when we made the first prototype, just the first prototype, we realized that the idea worked really well, really well. So in the second prototype, we did only two prototypes. In the second prototype, the airflow system remains the same. Remains the same because we thought that it was ready. We changed only aesthetical aspects. We tried different belts and so on, but the airflow remains the same. The idea became to me in Germany. Okay. When I was in holidays. I was in holidays with my wife in Munich. And one day there, walking in the street, I was thinking about how to do it while I was looking things in Munich. And I thought about that, and it actually came very good. So that's the history. It's was more like intuition than another thing. Was more like I don't know how to explain in English. It's also very difficult to explain that in Spanish. But it was more like something like intuition, something
God
like
send.
What?
God send.
God sent.
God send. Yeah, something like that. An idea came, and it was actually really good. And we are working now in different systems like that because doing the diplomat we learn a lot of things. And after that, we started to study all the team. For example, Oliver is an engineer. He's a very good engineer. Alvaro is he work well. He work now in other area, but he's how to say a mechanic, a people who use who make lathe and milling.
Sorry,
a person who make lathe and milling. I don't know the word.
Oh, a milling machine and a lathe machine.
Yeah, a milling machine. Yeah. So we all study a lot of fluid dynamics and a lot of things about the airflow. Even the one thing people didn't realize is actually the well, not the airflow, but the fluid flow in the cotton is very, very important also. It's very, very important.
Yeah.
The fluid in the cotton. It's important to have all the fibers of the cotton pretty striped. It's important not to fluff too much because you break the fibers. It's important to keep a laminar juice flow. When you achieve a laminar juice flow, not a turbulent juice flow in the cotton, the temperature keeps lower, and the bulk actually longs more. So the design of the juice port is also very important. Small juice ports, slightly realset from the bottom of the pulse, just slightly 0.5 millimeters. That's also a very important point.
The one important thing that I took away from very early on was the distance between the posts and the coil, and if they're too far apart, you get like hot legs. You're not sending the energy into the coil, you're sending it into these bits. And as soon as I see a deck of a new RTA and I see those posts way wide apart, I just think, not for me. Immediately, I don't even want to try it because I just know it's not going to be as good. Like the first one in my head that I can remember that made those posts really close together and almost struggled to get the coil in was K-Fun. And with the K-Funs, there was so little room. If it was too much of a Clapton coil in there, you struggled a bit to get it in. You had to, am I touching either side? But the result was the flavour was always superb from a K-Fun. So, yeah, I think there's so many, they're all little points, but add them all together, like your airflow, like the post being closed, the juice flow being right, the wick coming through, not being too far bent to stop the juice flow. They all accumulate to make what I think, fantastic RTA. And I'm not just saying it because you're here. I'd say it to anyone.
Yeah, 100%. I agree.
That was a really good point because we wanted a lot of room down the coil, a lot of room. So the airflow can spin down the coil. We wanted a lot of room. And we wanted initially a 15 millimeter diameter belt for that point.
Yeah.
So was able to have that space inside.
Ping.
Oh.
Hello.
And then there were 4.
Hello, Rosie.
Hi.
I hope you saw my last video.
I did. And actually, Nathan, it's really strange because you won't know this. Well, you will know now based on last week's live. But you have been by my side for every RTA I have built and wicked from the beginning to now.
Well,
you're making blush.
I am chuffed. I don't realize sometimes, you speak to a camera, you don't realize, you see by the comments, the feedback, but you don't know how the connection between the viewer and the reviewer is sometimes absent. And it was really heartwarming when I understood how much it helped you. It really made my day when I saw that video of yours.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just so nice to be able to say thank you to you because, well, you'll know from the last live that when I started, I got one disposable. It was a disaster, and found your channel and I saw the velour video, and it's every single RTA I've got. As I've built and wicked it, it's like I've been building and wicking it as you're doing it, and then trying it for the first time. and it's working. I'm like, how's it working? I can't believe it.
That is the whole idea. In the beginning, some people said, maybe you should do a bit faster, the close-up. And I said, absolutely not. Those who know RTA will skip whatever they don't want to watch. But those who need to see it will be able to watch it. So it's better to be longer and more detailed than shorter and not enough information.
Just a little background, Roberto. This probably confused you just now, but Rosie, who's just joined us, she's only been vaping since February and started on a disposable, watched Nathan's YouTube channel, consequently bought product and watched, I hope, a couple of mine.
Definitely.
And she's gone straight from one disposable, don't like it, to rebuildables, velour first, and then I think yours second. So straight for a diplomat. There you go. Look, she's a diplomat fan.
Oh, she got the stabwood.
Oh, that was
from disposable to really, really good level.
Yeah, you treated yourself for something nice.
I've treated myself for far too many nice things.
Those will last you for years, Rosie.
Oh, yeah.
And you enjoy them every day, so it's worthwhile.
Oh,
yeah. One of them you only got today, I think, didn't you, Rosie? Well, one or two. The stabwood only arrived today, didn't it? So I hope you're happy.
I am delighted. Look how gorgeous it is.
Yeah. Enjoy it. What tank is on top of it? The velour?
So we've got the diplomat with the free bell and the signature Kentucky in it. And in the other one is they're all the nano size. That's the poker bell with the Matafina. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, Matafina is actually very good.
Yeah.
Virginia, of course, that's got to be.
I am actually running low on the Virginia. What's happening with the Virginia?
Oh, Nathan, don't do this to me. I've spoken to Roberto about the state of Virginia. That one.
Yeah.
Latabaca, they're not producing it at the moment, and they're kind of claiming that it's only me who wants it, but I spoke to Roberto and you want it too, don't you? So,
well, in here I've got the Grand Reserver in the Diplomat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but I do miss that, the bit milder, airy, sweet, the original Virginia.
I promise on this show I will keep persisting with Latabacaria to get them to make me some Virginia, because we're not alone. Us. You were saying, Roberto, you wanted to buy some as well. I think not from me, from Latabacaria, didn't you? Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
So I would have thought Virginia is one of the staples.
Well, yeah, I'd agree, but they're focusing all their efforts on the 4-pod range. That's the thing. Which, it's nice and it's good, and I enjoy it, and it's nice not to have to re-wick on a daily / 2 daily basis. But I still, like you, so I want the dirty Virginia sometimes.
Right. I rather re-wick and have a bolder, full-bodied Virginia.
I agree.
Yeah. So,
you're watching also good Virginias. They make really great blonde tobacco, and also mixtures with blonde tobacco. So they are more available than La Tabaqueria. I think La Tabaqueria will only produce the dirty ones once a year, twice a year, not more.
And obviously, Roberto, you're bringing out a range, 2 flavors. Is that right? Of your own? Someone asked me only, I think it was yesterday actually, they saw it on Facebook and asked me if I'm going to stock it. And of course I said, yes, I would. To, you know, it'd be nice to support you, try something different. So I look forward to when you get it in. When do you think it'll arrive or be available?
Okay, the stickers are ready. So maybe in like 15 days, 2 weeks.
Perfect. We can wait 15 days to 2 weeks. And
Was it Latakia blend?
Pardon, Nathan?
The Latakia blend? Latakia.
Two Latakias or two Latakias that are yellow Latakia and Cyprus Latakia. We made also a new aromatic Latakia with pecan nut, caramel, and also a little bit of barley. And we've done a really, really special mixture. It's called Mer de Cheval, horse shit in English.
Oh shit!
And I will tell you the ingredients, the recipe. But if you like Kentucky and similar things, you will like it.
Well, if it's anything to go by the name, I'd rather not know.
No, this disclaimer is content.
Well, I'm sure when I get it, there'll be a bottle of each go to Nathan, and for you to try, Nathan, and hopefully do one of your juice reviews, Nathan. I won't do juice reviews because I can't. But I watch you and I'm like, I over nick myself. I'm watching and I'm vaping, like I'm listening to you. I was like, oh yeah, and you know, in the end, I think, oh God, I better have a drink or something. I'll nick myself out watching Nathan. So you have that effect on people.
Well, I do love my tobaccos.
Yeah, very much.
Yeah, he's very good describing tobaccos. He's very good describing the accent, the nuances, everything. It's very, very good. So maybe you have a natural advantage over other people. Like I've seen that a lot in the kitchen, working as a cook. I've seen that a lot. Some people are very, very talented to maybe feel something in the wine or feel something in the recipe. Others are not.
You need to concentrate when you vape tobacco. You sort of in your mind, you sort of immerse yourself in the liquid. And then your mind, your brain is telling you what is that flavor, what is that, how do you associate it with what? Something that you recognize and it's one of the enjoyments
It reminds you another thing you tried.
Yeah.
Like for example, in barley, we talked before. You can feel something toasted like tobacco beans or like cocoa, like it gives you memories.
Black Cavendish many times can give you a sort of a brown sugar, like a earthy sweetness to it. Virginia is more orange zest, peel, citrusy. Every tobacco is got its own flavor, and the enjoyment is to explore all those flavors while you vape. So you enjoy the vape a lot more when you concentrate on those flavors.
That only goes handy, Nathan, when your next door neighbour is doing some DIY on a bank holiday.
Oh God, don't talk to me about that. It's impossible.
I sympathise with you. You were being so polite, but your face was thunder. You
see, the problem is he always chooses the Sunday when I want to relax on a Sunday. During the week, I haven't got the time.
I've had exactly the same problem as that. I live in a flat on the middle of, well, there's one floor upstairs, one floor downstairs. And as soon as I moved in, my landlord decided to renovate every single flat that was connected to mine.
Oh God.
So the noise was constant. It started sometimes 6:45 in the morning until 6, 7 at night. It was a nightmare. When it stopped, I was just so relieved. But yeah,
And
so
the biggest joke is that he's a very nice guy. It's very difficult to get upset with him.
Yeah.
So yeah, what can you do? That's life.
It did make me smile when I watched it. It did make me smile.
Yeah.
One or two people commented on the Millennium that you were bringing into it, Roberto. I'll put it on the screen. Sorry about cropping everyone. There's nowhere else to put these comments.
I think Guido Trombetta, the owner of the Vaper Gentleman Club, really a brilliant mind. He's really a brilliant mind. I spent all the weekend with him, more than the weekend. He's something else when he thinks what he do. I want to show you one thing. He's not also very talented for making for evolving in vaping world, but he loves also the packaging world. When he makes the packaging, he puts too much love. And I want to show you something I bring from Italy, from the fair. Give me a second.
Okay. Shall we sneak?
Mark,
You got it working?
it's not firing.
What's the matter with you? I tested it before I sent it.
What is that?
It's the
Something wrong.
It's the
nest?
No, it's the nest, but it's a mod that I was going to do for it called the trunk. And this one, I had a tank on that leaked, so I didn't give Rose this one. But I knew I had another one somewhere. So I gave that to Rose, but you're having problems with it. But we'll sort it out later.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll get to the bottom.
What is that?
Oh my word, it's a pyramid.
My God.
That is packaging of love, that is. Look at that.
Does everyone come in that?
This is the Millennium DLC.
That's amazing.
This is a crazy packaging. This is truly a sick packaging.
It's amazing, actually.
From a block of wood, and then they put mirrors inside.
Crikey!
You can cover.
Oh wow!
I wouldn't like to trust Royal Mail with that one.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Yeah.
Shiny item strike.
That's
amazing.
That is lovely. Wow.
They need 1 year to make that packaging.
1 year.
1 year only 1 year to develop that packaging. It's crazy. It's crazy to make 50 units.
Nice though, very nice. Mark Trigwell has said that he has to say he prefers the bottom filling of the Diplomat. It just works 100%. So
that's what I'm actually using now.
I agree with that. Yeah.
I've got one of each on.
For dirty ones is, I think, top refill is completely unnecessary because you vape one tank and then you have to clean it. With clean ones, it's comfortable. It's more comfortable, more comfy than the bottom fill. But anyway, with this new batch, we realized that the Diplomat sometimes it's actually very hard to open when the orange gets dry. It's very hard. So we did a new spare part kit with silicone O-rings in red for the belt. There is a silicone red O-ring for the belt, and this makes much easier to open it. You can also use the transparent silicone O-rings, and it gets even easier to open.
Right.
I found the bottom fill is much better.
You found what, Rosie? Sorry.
So even on the top fill nose warmer kit that I got, I always bottom fill anyway, because when I did the top fill, I did leave a bit of space. I didn't overfill it, but I found I would do it up, and then I'd kind of have to open it, let it breathe a bit in the bubbles to come up, and then close it. But
Vacuum, the vacuum.
It might be because I'm new, so but
no, sometimes you get an airlock.
That's normal. When you open the top cap, you are augmenting the space in the tank. So that space needs to be filled with something. Needs to be filled with air. The air, so bubbles enter in the tank, but twist, not pass into the deck. That's normal. It's normal.
Yeah.
Oh, phew.
There is many times when you got a vacuum issue that if you open up the top cap to top up your liquid, what that does, it does a negative, it pushes the liquid downwards towards your deck, and that causes flooding. So the trick is to turn it upside down, and to get the airlock out. So bottom feed, you don't have to do that. It's done already. That is the reason why bottom feed has never got vacuum problems.
You don't get that problem with the True Tank, do you, Nathan?
No, the True Tank is actually
it's just ugly at the top.
Yeah, I would have changed the liquid feeding, mechanism there at the top.
Yeah.
You put in your bottle.
Yeah.
You need to take off your mouthpiece in order to fit in. Yeah, but it's a perfect tank.
I think, Roberto, you'll probably agree with this, that, when you have these things made and produced, to try and transfer what's in your head to the manufacturer, whether they be in China or wherever they are, it's a bit like sending messages. Eventually, it never translates to what you really wanted in your head, unless you're very lucky.
We do our own OM. We actually do the 3D drawings, but I don't do the 3D drawings. It's Oliver, the engineer, we use SolidWorks. It's a 3D drawing program, and we use SolidWorks. So Alvaro and me.
So that if you can
make this type of shape, now make a hole there, 0.6 chamfer here, fill it. So, and that's how we work.
If you can do
but
it,
yes, if you try to write these things, or even send 10 drawings to somebody and do that, it's impossible to get what you want.
It is impossible.
Impossible.
Get
exactly what you want.
I had so many back and forths with them sending back a sample. No, that's not what I said. It just went on and on and on. But so, yeah, I mean, as you're saying, Nathan, that you can, I guess, when you design something like the True Tank, you could have said, now I'm not quite happy with the top fill. Now I'm not quite happy with this. Now I'm not quite happy with that. And it would have been another year before you'd bring it out, because it takes every bit takes long.
Ages.
And sometimes a lot of that, the truth, I was actually quite happy with, and there wasn't much. But that top fill, I did think, especially using it over time, the white silicone just stains, and I thought I would have changed that. I would have.
Yeah, well, by me it's fairly dark already. Yeah.
Yeah, but if you haven't tried my little True Tank, Roberto, I'll send you one so you can try.
Yeah. I wanted to ask Rosie if you don't mind.
I didn't try.
You didn't. Go on, Nathan. Ask Rosie.
Yeah, I wanted to ask Rosie because it's very. You see, I talk to a lot of smokers, cigarette smokers, to try them to cut down and to quit, or all sorts of ways. And I wanted to know, when you started to vape, I understood you had pneumonia, right? That what triggered your initial, to quit smoking. But when you started to vape, how long did it take for you to feel, health-wise, breathing easier, not coughing in the mornings, taste coming back to you, taste better your food. And how long did you notice a massive difference, or was it gradual?
It's a massive difference. A massive difference. For me,
I
as a cook, it was incredible. Just in 1 week, I discovered a new world, a total new world. I'm a
Yeah.
smoker since I was 12. In Spain, the future in Spain is very, not now, now it's different, but when I was young, all the kids started smoking at maybe 12, 13.
It was cheap.
So
Fortuners.
so I had almost no smell. With 24 years, when I quit, I had almost no smell. I have coughs every morning. Sometimes like needles in my chest. I can go upstairs for 3 plants. Like, yeah, truly, how's life smoking from 12 to 24? And just after 1 week, I went to the street, and I remember to smell the cologne, the perfume, from a guy in the other side of the street. And I thought, damn, this is crazy. I'm smelling things like 10 meters away from me. That's impossible. And it takes some time to get used to that feeling. And in the kitchen, I discovered a new world in the kitchen with that.
And what was your experience, Rosie?
Yeah, so for me, I mean, when did I start smoking? Fairly young, and continued right up until I was in hospitalized. I think I actually had my last cigarette maybe the day I went into hospital, and at that point it got so bad. I didn't know that. Well, I knew I had pneumonia. I didn't know it was as severe as it turned out to be. I couldn't actually walk around my flat properly, so got into hospital. That was the last cigarette I ever had, actually. And they, when I was admitted, they didn't give me nicotine patches or anything. It was,
that was not easy.
to be honest, I was so ill that I couldn't even. Like, it was awful, the withdrawal, but at the same time, I was so ill that I don't know how I got through that. So a friend did bring me some nicotine patches in the end. So when I came out of hospital, the doctor had said to me on the discharge day, you need to stop smoking. And I said, well, I have for, however many days I've been here. But he said, no, I'm being serious. You're 34. You must not smoke again. So I thought, I need something to do with my hands, and I don't know how I'm going to do this. So I got a disposable vape, went into the vape shop. They didn't know anything about strengths, about kits or anything. So I just got a disposable, thought this is terrible. But because of my background, I come from like a background in academia, so I'm into like researching stuff, and I like doing that. I can sit all day researching a very small topic. So I started researching the naturally extracted tobaccos, which led quite quickly to you. And I looked at a few of the videos. I thought, I'm going to give this a try. So I think I put in an order to Mark for some, VGPG, so I could mix it all up, and got the Valor. And I would say, I mean, I was on the disposable for a couple of days, but once I had had a couple of weeks not smoking and I'd found the net tobaccos, but in a rebuildable tank, it completely changed my life, because I can taste my food, which I was pouring tons of salt on before. I still put quite a lot of salt on now. I can walk up the stairs without, gasping for breath. And I do actually have, a long-term lung condition now, not just the pneumonia, but it can be managed by not smoking. So yeah, it was within a few weeks, I'd say, massive differences. And the great thing for me is that I love the fact that I have to rewick every day, because I love the building of it. I just absolutely
Keeping
love
your
it.
hands busy and occupied.
Yeah, so
You
it's
know,
like
I want to tell you something, Rosie. I'm most impressed with that because you won't believe it, Mark and Roberto. There is a guy here, one of my guys, my staff here, who only vapes Master Long RTAs the same way as me and tobacco. But there's one big problem. For the life of him, he could not ever wick it right. He doesn't know how to put in the coil. It gets short. The ohms flying about. He cuts it the wrong way. So, do you know who does his wicking? Me.
you.
I do. He's got 4 or 5 RTAs. I do for him the wicking. I'm now up north. I'm not in London. I left him 3 RTAs all fully wicked. And if I'm not back in time, he's gonna vape it until it's actually bitter.
Is that your
So,
babysitting, Nathan?
so I do for him all his wicking. Every time I change his coils, he
That's so
depends on me.
funny.
Yeah, and he can't get a hang of it. And I
I-
asked him, watch me, let's see how I do it.
Yeah.
Never gets it right.
I am astounded by Rosie's ability to catch on to everything so quick. That is exceptional and unusual, Rosie. And I don't think you realise quite how well you've done. You know, honestly, don't.
Everyone I don't know, because when you're talking about shorts and stuff, I haven't
Yeah,
had
because
that. I haven't
most
had it
people
yet.
vape stock oil for quite a while and then slowly, today it got disposable. When I started, when was it, 2019, I think, 2018, 19, there were no disposables, or at least I didn't know. Everything was Inniken, Aspire.
Yeah, Aspire, yeah.
The normal coils. And when you vape tobacco on stock oil, 2 days and it's gone.
Yeah, yeah.
So the logic leaded me to how could I vape tobacco and it last me for more than 2 days, not having to buy coils so many. So it came to RTAs. And as soon as you start with Master Long RTAs, you don't look back.
Oh yeah, I remember that first time I wicked that velour, and I tried it as you were trying it, and you put it together, and I actually burst into tears because it worked. I couldn't believe it. I was like, this thing is actually working. And then after that, when I got the Diplomat, I thought, well, something's going to go wrong with that. But I've had no problems at all with them. So I'm just so happy that I've managed to do it and it's working and it's stopped me from smoking.
Yeah.
And Nathan,
it's
do you remember the Nest that so many reviewers couldn't put a coil in?
Yeah, and she did.
Straight away.
Yeah. The
I
Nest
love it.
actually is very good. I was thinking of bringing the Nest with me just for the...
Were you?
And I forgot about it.
My other one, Roberto, the Nest.
Yeah.
It's so good. It is so good.
There you go.
Yeah, the problem is I do not vape direct to lung. I only mouse to lung now, so...
I do vape RDL, flavor chasing, more like.
You smoke, you vape RDL?
Yeah, sometimes, yeah.
Well, this is the first RDL I've tried, and I loved it. I'm getting a bit.
It's a mesh coil.
Okay, it's a mesh coil. Okay.
Mesh.
Do you know, Mark? When I tried the Nest at the time, all my cuttings from my mouse to long RTAs, I just shoved into the Nest.
Did you?
Yeah. And I had so many.
Like sweet, are very good.
Pardon, Roberto, I didn't hear
coils.
What did you say?
Mesh coils, that type of mesh coils with cotton around them, are very good for sweet liquid.
Yeah.
They last longer and they give a really, really sweet kick.
Yeah.
To the mouth. So for people that like it, 2 stars or 3. They're good.
I mixed up some liquid especially for the Nest.
Rosie's vaping.
Sweeter you can go.
3 milligram tobacco and
Nest. See, we are very lucky here in the UK for selection of naturally extracted tobacco. How many comments or emails I receive from people who can't get a hold of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is a big problem. I had to ship abroad to people who can't get it.
Mm.
And the problem is when you ship to the US, for instance, if you write on it e-liquid, it's gone. It's going to be stopped.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I'll put up, will vouch for that. I'll put her up. There you go, Laurie. Mark was my huge help, and you too, Nathan, as well. So both of us were both getting some praise there. Sorry, I just saw that, so I'll put it up.
No, I couldn't have done any of this without Mark and Nathan. Definitely not.
Well, Mark is Mark.
He was very lucky. He was very lucky.
Very lucky.
Yeah.
For just training the Europe club blend.
You see, Mark is. May I say your praises, Mark, for a minute?
I'll always take them, Nathan. Always.
Yeah, there is a vendor and there is a fellow Vaper.
Yeah, I don't
and
just.
That is
yeah.
where the whole difference. Because Mark, you understand.
I know Mark for a very long time because you did reviews like since when? Since always. I've seen your reviews.
Yeah.
Since?
So you watched, I didn't realise that. So you've seen some of my very old reviews in the past, have you?
Yeah, I saw your reviews.
Oh,
yeah.
I didn't realise. Oh, fantastic. You were the one. That's great. That is good. I mean, in the early days, they were, what do I have? A little GoPro camera. And I'm not really a techie person at all. I know I've got a website and you'd expect me to be, but I'm not. And I think that's why I like all the Apple products, because they're sort of quite idiot proof. You know, you can get you want it to do something, it kind of points you in the right direction to do it. But you know, they were pretty. Although I'd like to think my knowledge was okay, the quality of the review, perhaps the camera work, was pretty poor in my early videos, certainly. But
no, but they were just great.
We're not here to make.
You at least can see the atomizer and can see people talking about the atomizer. I remember, for example, you made a crossbow review. Do you remember the crossbow?
Crossbow, yeah.
From Swiss Technology.
Yeah.
The very, very fierce MTL RBA that actually worked good with nets.
Yeah.
And I remember that review, for example.
See, Mark, the reviews, when you review an RTA, it's not so much, it's more the explaining, because the person who is listening to you is listening to your explanation, how it's done. And it's enough to see roughly what you're doing. The most important is to talk and explain everything, even though for you it's obvious and you can do it in your sleep. But for the guy who's watching, for him it's very important, step by step by step by step.
Yeah.
That's what's important.
I even leave my mistakes in, as you know, Nathan, because I think if I make that mistake, the person watching might make that mistake. So they need to know how out of that mistake.
I totally agree with that. I really,
you know, so I don't care if it makes me look a bit silly or something. I don't care.
It makes you look.
We are not God. We are not. Natural. We have not the right word. We are like everyone. There's no reviewer with the last word for how to do anything.
So Rosie, do you crave?
Subjective.
Do you crave cigarettes at all, Rosie? Or
say that.
Do you have any craving for cigarette smoking? Not at all.
To be honest, at first with that disposable, absolutely yes. I thought I am going to smoke despite the fact I've got a lifelong lung condition. But with that Virginia in the velour, I have to say I actually, there's been moments, I think, like maybe first thing in the morning, late in the evening, where I have had a bit of a craving, but I would probably be able to count the number of times that's happened on one hand. And I think, when did I get the law? It was one of the last days of February. So in the last 5 weeks, I had a couple of cravings,
So
but
I will give you some advice, actually. A long-term cigarette smoker, came to me a few weeks ago. He sent me an email saying that he is vaping Virginia and Burley, and he, in the morning, is the most difficult. He needs the smoke. He wants the. So I suggested to him to get a Latakia blend, something with smokiness, like the English mix, La Tabacaria, or one of those more robust flavors.
Kentucky is great for mornings.
Like Kentucky, for instance, yes, Kentucky's got
Tomato
wood in
was
it.
my flavor.
Pardon?
My flavor to actually quit. Baphometto from La Tabaqueria.
Baphometto. Yeah.
What's my flavor to actually quit?
I've got
Before
in
that
here
flavor,
similar to Baphometto. This is this Picatinny that I reviewed as of late. I've got in here. Where's the camera?
Aim at the dot, Nathan.
it's there.
What?
Aim at the dot on your laptop.
Yes, I know. I'm looking at it.
That's what Mark taught me to do. He was like, just
Anyway.
go.
I'm not used to I'm used to my camera in my office, not the laptop. But anyway, in here I've got Scirocco by the Vaping Gentleman Club. That is an English blend with Latakia. It's smoky, spicy, and when you vape that in the morning with your coffee, and then you smoke a cigarette, you will throw the cigarette away. It's disgusting.
I agree.
Yeah,
Yeah.
There is no comparison. It's like smoking a pipe and then smoking a cigarette. It's awful.
When I've smelt people smoke, walking past them, I've sometimes been a bit like, oh, I missed that. And then I'm like, wait a minute. These net tobaccos taste so much nicer than any
Much
roll.
nicer, of course. Yeah, 100%.
I think what brought it home to me is, do you remember when it was Tony Blair, wasn't it, stopped smoking in pubs and public places?
I think I was about 16 then. Yeah, I remember that.
Those days, that I loved the beer, and I went to the pub quite a lot. But the people, it was like this. It was a social side for me. That's why I went to the pub. That's why I liked the pub. It was having a chat with your mates and catching up and one thing and another. But that conversation got disjointed because people had to keep nipping outside for a cigarette. So we all ended up drinking outside in the end because you had this awful conversation. But when you were inside and someone nipped out for a cigarette, it was like the Hurricane Higgins of a cigarette. It's gone from there to there in no time. Came back in, and you go, wow, that smell, especially when someone really yanks it into them quickly.
But that is another thing, another piece of advice for the guy, and it's probably for you, Rosie, as well. In the mornings when you used to smoke, you used to go outside in the garden, or you used to smoke indoors, or you used to smoke outdoors? Mainly.
Never indoors.
So you used to go outside to have a cigarette, and that was your time of contemplation, thinking what you got to do, right? You got to do the same thing with the vaping. In the morning, yes, in the morning you go outside with your cup of coffee and your vape. You don't break the habits cold. You carry on with your smoking habits, but with the vaping.
See, that's the mistake I've made. It's like an indoor cigarette. It's just,
Yeah, so you go outside with a vape.
Disgusting. The smell in the couch and the sofa, everything. I hate it. I hate that the smell stink to everything.
I can smell it as you probably know, Nathan and Rosie, but I've got another company in the car trade as well. And if a car has been valeted, prepared for a used car site, everything sits on there for a week with the doors shut and the sun shining through. You open the door, Oh, you can tell a smoker's car immediately.
I have that in my car, and even, my friend actually who's watching the show tonight, I told one of my friends about it because I was worried to tell anybody about last week's show in case I was really bad or something. But my friend is watching, and she's been so supportive. Yeah, so she's watching tonight. So say hi to her.
But have you noticed, Mark, when you vape in the car, there is a trick that the VG should not stick to the windscreen, to the glass?
Yeah, put the heater on and put it on the screen.
No, it doesn't have to be heating. Any airflow, you just direct the airflow to go by the dash.
Yeah.
And
I've
will
worked
eliminate
that one
that.
out after about a year.
Yeah.
After a year of trying to get that VG off the screen, yeah.
I drive a lot, and I found this very good, very useful.
Yeah. There's a message here, more for Roberto than anyone else. I'll put it up. Good evening from Greece. Nathan made me love net liquids, and Roberto taught me the perfect wicking method for FEV. Diplomat is one of my favourite RTAs, and I'm waiting with patience for the airpin kit. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, they will arrive. They will arrive to Greece.
I
think we
didn't
will
get
able to see it next week. I think not this week. Final of this week. Or
well, for those of you in chat waiting in the UK, my order is in with Roberto. He's received the order, so we will be getting more stock.
Yeah.
So
we're waiting for UPS. As soon as UPS,
yeah.
When we receive the things here, well, actually Italians already have the things because UPS, for some reason, works better for them. But the release will be as every time, the same day, the same hour, all the work, and will be, I think, around 20, let's say, to give people, to get the stores time enough to receive everything. So around 20.
Around the 20. And another comment here from Garuda. He says, does Roberto study air for the drip tip, as the Monroe is very different and perfect?
Oh, that's the one I want.
That's the one I got. There's the
I think the Stains are out of stock. Are you getting more?
It's very similar to the FEV mouthpiece.
Aim at the dot,
yeah, but very, very, very thin. Very, very, very thin. I just wanted a rolling cigarette diameter, like a rolling cigarette diameter.
Yeah.
Mark,
very, very.
More of them.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. Right. I'll hold off until you get them.
But very wide inside, like the wider belt for Diplomat. The whole build and the freehand, they have both a 4.1 millimeter inner diameter both. So we don't all the drift tips with that diameter, and it worked very good. 4.1 seems to be a perfect spot for most plants.
I've got Kennedy and the Lincoln, and they're both great.
I have many other atomizer. The drift tip and the drift tip works very good for me. No condensation, no problem.
Is it Roberto? Is it a big job, this this design of the shine bit? How shiny it is. The material. It's so you can tell the quality by just looking at it. It's a massive job, isn't it?
The polish is a pain in the ass. The polishing is a pain in the ass because it took so long. One person can polish maybe 500 pieces per day in 8 hours. To make a batch, the master, because it has to be a master. The factory explained me that not everybody can polish in that way. It's something that you have to do handmade. It's handmade. So the master can do like 500 pieces per day. Okay, if you count the pieces of a diplomat, and if you multiply for a batch, for a 500 pieces batch or 700 pieces batch, it's a lot of work for that guy. It's a lot of work for only one person that they have polishing. This guy probably hates me, I think, for that work, but it came.
Well, you can tell the quality.
Yeah,
they look so
we're
good on
very happy with the quality.
the right height.
Yeah, that's perfect. Sorry,
like perfectly.
Yeah,
I'm getting a neighbour.
OCD.
OCD thing. What was that?
OCD.
You know.
I don't know if that's mine or not. I'm just. Daniel says that it's stunning craftsmanship, which it is. We know.
Thank you.
So I guess the next question, Roberto, in my head is, what's next? What other plans have you got? What other products ideas have you got in your mind? What can we all look forward to?
I already told someone in Facebook, for example, the Diplomat RDL will be released before the summer. It's very, very similar. It's very, very well. It's actually a Diplomat, but the signet for RDL. Also, this is a DLC Diplomat.
Oh, shiny eyes.
We will make a special edition of that.
K-Phone have got similar that material. Yeah,
we will make a special edition. I want to put everything in one packaging, like all the bells, pin kit, and everything. So I don't have to produce all the accessories apart, because that we have already a lot of accessories, and it's hard to keep so many accessories working. And sometimes I forgot things. For example, the last two batches I forgot to make stainless steel tanks. That I love it, and a lot of people request for the stainless steel tank, but I forgot to do it. Also, another news would be we are designing a bot mox 18650. It will be a very nice box mod. At least for me, for the mother, it will be very nice, because it's all detachable. It's like even the chipset is detachable. You can check the chipset by yourself if you broke it. You can change the body, different shapes for the body, similar to a decoder, in the sense that has two stainless steel parts. You can change that also.
Sounds great.
Sounds
the
like
5-pin connection. The 5-pin connection. We make a system that allow you to I don't know that word in English. To orient 360 degrees the atomizer, so you can leave, for example, the logos where you want.
You can move the
you can rotate.
You
can rotate the atomizer, and you leave the logos where you want. Or if you vape with mesh, I like mesh. So that with all the parts will be interchangeable, and also the price will be like we like. Good quality, good price. Good relation, quality, price.
Did I imagine? Did you say that there something Genesis coming? Is it coming, or you're trying, or you're testing, or
we are working also in something Genesis, but I don't think that will be released in this year. That's impossible.
Well, I'll volunteer to be one of your testers. How's that?
Okay. No problem. No.
Excellent.
because it will be well, if I do something, Genesis has to be something Genesis and cotton.
Sorry, it has
Right
to.
now we have designed the Genesis part. We need to think how to implement the cotton part. It's not difficult, but it has to be done. It has to be
Yeah.
done, and it has to work as good as the Genesis part,
Yeah.
at least.
Yeah.
So
Well,
that will be more time.
Well, I look forward to anything you have coming through, because this, when Nathan sent it, this took me by surprise. I thought it was going to be good, but I think you'll agree with me, Nathan. There's so many RTAs. People say, "Oh, you got to try this," and you try it and think, "Yeah, it's all right." But this
Yeah.
one, I was different to that. I was like,
It's amazing. Amazing.
"Yeah, it is." That
I reviewed in the past many mouth-to-lung RTAs, and a lot of them I've given away, sold, and the ones I enjoy, I keep.
yeah,
And the Diplomat is right up there with all my favorites. It is really well-rounded, balanced, looks good, vapes well, wicks well, airflow is. I don't want to mention the Sputnik. You ever heard of the Sputnik?
Yeah,
Yeah. So the Sputnik airflow is, the engineering is a similar concept, although it looks completely different. It's a plate, but
yeah, it's a play.
the aerodynamics of it is, the Diplomat is very much based on the same principles of velocity of air coming in and channeling through various channels, that when it gets to the coil, it is full on, but it
Yeah,
is smooth in
yeah,
the same time because it's channeled. And
yeah.
that is,
And it works
um, um,
simply with the airflow control ring. You can make it work it from 0.8 to 1.8.
yeah,
Sometimes some atomizer, for example, not to criticize them, but for me, bypass from Vibe System, I love them, but they work better with a large airflow. When you start to use 1 millimeter, 1.2 millimeter, they are not the best.
that can never
But
be.
with the large airflow, I really enjoy the bypass for my bypass.
yeah,
Millennium, for example, is something similar. You can bake from 0.8 to 1.8 and no difference in flavor. It works good with the
yeah.
airflow.
Because to get
Also,
airflow on the
the one
coil
with type
is the
system.
trick. To get the airflow smooth, not side pins, but under the coil, that is where the genius is.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's tricky. It's tricky. That is tricky. Side
Yeah.
pins are, I think, the best way to let enter the airflow until to let enter the airflow to the deck, because it's super direct,
Mm-hmm.
super direct.
Yeah.
But with bottom pin airflow, it's much more complicated to have a good draw.
it is more
Yeah.
complicated,
Some
but
of these have better ones, some of these have worse one. Maybe, for example, Dwarf is not the most silent atomizer of the world. It's not the most silent, but I love it. I love it. I don't care about the sound of the drop. I don't care.
the cat's
But
getting
yes, a lot of people appreciate that. Oh,
Sweet little cat, isn't it?
how lovely this.
he's getting.
This is
Looks
Daphne.
a bit angry somehow.
I don't have to. Well, I do rewick every day because I enjoy it, but also because, well, some of them wouldn't necessarily need rewicking every day. So the Matafina, and I've got one from the extra dry pod range, which doesn't need daily rewicking, but like the Grand Reserva and the rest in the standard range, I choose to rewick every day because I do think it probably needs it after maybe 3 mil. If I would push it any further than that, especially with the Virginia Grand Reserva, it goes quite black, the wick, and that's after, I would say, for example, in this K-Fun, I think it's at 5 mil with the bell cap. if I filled that to the top and didn't rewick, it would be black by the time I got to the bottom.
Yeah,
that's nice.
I do rewick every day, but that's because I love doing it. But it is a bit push for time with working and stuff, but I just enjoy it. So
soon enough you'll be able to do it very fast. Soon enough you'll be able to do it in a flash.
Yeah, you will.
It doesn't take too long now. Well, I re-wicked these 4 before the show. I mean, how long is it meant to take? I think it takes about 5 minutes for each one. That's probably really slow.
You see, for a smoker, the re-wicking is part of the therapy as well.
Yeah.
The hobby is part of the therapy.
Yeah, it keeps your fingers busy, keeps your mind busy, gives you something to do with your hands. It's all part and parcel of it.
Daniel's going back to the past with my old Pro Coils.
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever had one of those, did you, Nathan? That was probably before.
No. I went straight to your very good Cole Clapton ones.
The Cole Clapton ones, yeah.
That one is the
best. Evening, Kieran.
I think I mentioned it in every review, and that's the coil I use in every review.
Because you got it.
Yeah.
I just copy you, Nathan, all the time.
Even me, I've tried. I mean, we do a handmade one and all sorts. I've tried coils, but I always go back to that 28 plus 38 coil. It just works.
Yeah. And also it crackles and pops in certain tanks. For instance, on the Diplomat as well, it gives that crackling noise.
Yeah.
And I like that very much.
I do. I do too.
And also the True Tank actually does that as well.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, True Tank used to crackle nicely.
I wonder if you could hear it.
Yeah, we can hear it. We can hear it.
Yeah, lovely. Craig and chat. Evening, Craig.
Rosie, one question. How much nicotine do you use right now?
You talking to me?
No, to Rosie.
Oh, to me.
How much nic are you using right now?
So right now I'm on 6 milligram freebase, but when I had that first disposable, I was trying to ask them about strengths, and they gave me 20 milligram nic salt, and it's just, even for a heavy smoker, it's too much. So I went straight to the freebase because I actually just went straight to the DIY mixing before any of the long fill and short fill stuff. So I thought I'll try 6, see how it goes. And then for the Nest, I've got 3 in that. But yeah, I've managed to stick to 6, but I am vaping a lot. So maybe I started too low.
I was 18 when I 18.
If you feel good and if you don't feel the necessity of taking a cigarette, it's okay. Buy as much as you need and keep that nicotine.
Yeah.
I started with 6 and I keep 6 right now.
Yeah, but you see, you have to realize the absorption of nicotine by vaping is completely different than smoking. Yeah. Smoking works by peak, down, peak again. Vaping is constant, so you vape a lot more than you smoke.
Oh yeah.
But I think 9 milligram is the happy medium.
That is for me. That's what I do.
For me as well. 6 is too weak.
9 milligrams, you feel the kick, the real kick of the nicotine. Yeah.
I have been
I go to 7 when I feel like I need 7.
Talking about throat it, Rosie, the tokamak.
Oh my God.
Have you watched my review on the tokamak?
Of course I have. That's why I got it.
I stopped using it because I couldn't take it. It was too strong.
Even with 3 milligrams, 70 VG, I couldn't do it.
I think even on 3 milligrams.
The airflow on tokamak is very weird. It's very strange. It comes from the upper part to down.
Yeah, it condenses the vapor so much that it's just makes it impossible to vape. So it was nothing, you didn't do anything wrong. That is what tokamak is all about.
Great. I just assumed it was
that
day when it was too strong a throat hit. That was quite early on. That was the second tank I got after the Valor, and I thought, I can't do this. because
no,
I've
too strong.
no, I didn't do it wrong.
You got a message there from Daniel. You're
Oh, can I just say something that Daniel has been so supportive. So he has sent me a birthday present, and the batteries are still charging up now. So when I got the Nest, I only have mods that go up to 60 watts. So I needed one that could handle the Nest, and he sent me a very lovely gift. And yeah, joining that Naturevape group has been so good for me. Especially at a really dark time when I've been very isolated, coming out of hospital and living on my own. So yeah, Daniel and everybody have just been really supportive. So I just wanted to thank Daniel on the video.
Yeah, may I add about something about Daniel? Daniel is a gentleman, and he encourages people in a very warm and personal level.
Yeah.
He can be perfect for working in a supporting group because he's got the right attitude, and yeah, he's a genuine nice person.
Very much.
100%.
And talking of which, he has a question for Roberto, and a very good question, I think. Would you ever do a GTA style deck with the wicks hanging down?
I will not.
You will not.
I will not. I will not for how it works. For how it works, at least with cotton. They usually that type of well, first it's very important how the heat get distributed along of all the atomizers to avoid points with more heat. If you put the boiling room in the middle
chamber.
of the atomizer, the chamber, yes, the chamber, is the middle of the atomizer, and you have only one little connection with the actual deck and one little connection with the top cap. Most part of the heat will go to the juice. So the juice.
Point, Roberto. I hadn't thought of it that way. That's a very good point.
Yeah, he explained that right in the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
It
also
should be a straight run.
what they talk about the laminar juice flow in the cotton. It's actually better when the juice enters from the tail of the cotton directly, not from here. But it's better if it's not like this. It's better if the tail is as much straight as possible.
Yeah,
For
that's what I
example,
explained.
have you tried the edge from skin tanners? A build there can last a lot. Also, the flashy vapor from 4.5, the build lasts like the double in other atomizers. It's for that. It's for the laminar juice flow, how the heat is dissipated, and so on.
Yeah. The True Tank is a bit of a GTA style, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get the True Tank.
It's all right, I got the yeah, it is. I mean, the thing I've always liked about a GTA style deck is that it does, because it's hard to explain. The wick is here. The juice does go through the fibres of the wick, and I think you get a good flow. I hadn't thought of the heat element from the chamber, and that's quite true. I hadn't thought of that really. Which
he's talking about this style. You see.
What's a GTA style deck?
See, the flashy vapor.
Flashy vapor, yeah.
And where's the camera here?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
like
it is equal. Everything is within the chamber.
Yeah.
That's right, Roberto. That's what you're trying to explain. Yeah.
Is it like the Bishop?
The GTA
exactly that.
Yeah, sorry. A GTA style deck basically has got. Imagine your deck. There's holes underneath, and you put your wick down through those holes. The juice goes up through and into the coil. Whereas, like the Diplomat, it takes it from the side. There's a juice well where you stick your cotton into the well, and then it pulls the juice into that well.
So would the deck be above the juice?
I wish I had a true tank here.
Yeah, you want me to show you the true tank?
Yeah,
Mark.
I have got a true tank. No, I haven't.
Yeah, I'll do it for you. Hold on.
I know the Bishop has a wick that you just lie flat, but I don't.
Like the Bishop is very good.
Yeah.
Otherwise, like they are explaining, like they have a chamber just in the middle of the tank.
Yeah. You see, if you hold that still there, Nathan, the wick is actually on the true tank. It rests against the side of the deck, but a lot of GTA tanks have got
a little bit go up, Nathan. Yeah, here. No, a little bit up.
Up.
Which tank is that, Nathan?
That's the true tank. But
am I holding it correctly?
Yeah, you are. Yeah.
I've got to get the true tank next order.
Give it a try. I've still got number. Actually,
I'll name it true, like original.
I'll go and get one. Hang on. Bear with.
He's got one with serial number 0001.
The true tank was at the time a benchmark in smooth airflow. When I first reviewed it, it was wow. Still since then, many mouse-long RTAs, namely the Diplomat, have got the airflow bang on. But at the time, the True Tank was really really smooth. I mean, yeah. I brought it mainly for Mark, nostalgia.
Yeah, I know that atomizer, but it never arrived to Spain.
There it is.
Mark, is that the one with the first serial number on it?
It is. It is.
Yay!
It's kept in a very, very secret place. Yeah.
Oh.
So if I go on here, yeah, I don't know if you can see it. Treble 01. Can you see it?
Oh, I love it.
Treble 01. If I can get the angle right, there we are. But the deck, right? Focus in. I'm doing a Nathan now. So can you see that the deck, the wicks go down between those grooves?
Right. A bit like is it the Alberic 2 or something? That's one that I got earlier.
That was version 2.
Yeah.
There you go.
It has a little space.
It's
on the deck.
Yeah, it's got a little semicircle, like a half moon.
Yeah, but the Elbrecht Rosie is notorious for flooding. If you buy the Elbrecht, be in touch. I'll give you a very good trick what to do.
Is it to put the chimney up?
No, when I wick the Elbrecht, I put in the wick, and I don't moisten it at all.
Oh, really?
Nothing. Dry, and I put back the tank, fill up the tank, allow gravity to do its job. Within 10-15 minutes, like a stock oil, start vaping it, you will have no flooding.
It's not flooded yet, but I've not used it an awful lot. So don't moisten
it. You don't have a problem, that's fine. But if you have that problem, don't moisten the wick. Allow it 15 minutes.
It was the Kafen X, the Ed X, that I had the flooding with, and I realised it was because I wasn't putting enough width of cotton through it.
Yeah.
So it was flooding, and I couldn't understand why.
I had a couple of times the same problem with that.
You have?
Yeah. Until it's different from other Typhoons to wicks. It's not exactly the same. You need a little bit more of cotton. I do the ankle wings. I put it in diagonal also, but
I can hear that
it's
rat.
different.
You hear that, right?
Yeah,
I love-
interesting comment from
Yeah.
Adrian. I don't quite.
Yeah, listen to this.
Nathan was very crafty in getting Mark on board. I don't get.
Yeah.
Yeah, could hear it, Nathan. Mine isn't actually rattling, but yeah. Someone's nice new stuff for Nathan to review. Looking forward to it. Everyone loves a Nathan review, don't they?
Yeah, but you see, that's the problem. Because I'm a mouse to long RTA only, and only NETs, I'm very limited.
Robbie says that the only Genesis he has is the Vaping Gentleman Club's The Rook. It's amazing.
Yeah, yeah.
It's difficult to find a Genesis atomizer now. Very difficult. You have to enter in the deepest of Facebook and found everything around the groups. Go to second-hand market. It's very difficult to find.
I never did
Genesis.
really get into Genesis. I think I had one. I think so. Roberto, what was the RTA in your Insta video that has a square bit on the top?
The RTA in your Insta video that has that square bit in the top.
Yeah.
A square bit in the top. What that does exactly mean? A square is a square, okay, but
yeah, it's got a square top. I don't know. I haven't seen it.
Square bit on the top. Try to explain me a little bit more.
There's an Instagram video that you did that has an RTA with a square top. So I've never seen an RTA with a square top.
I have no one with a square top we didn't use.
If you can't remember, that's fine.
Oh, okay. I think what okay, just give me a second. I will bring it. Maybe it's this.
Okay.
You know the other one that everyone was going on about? Is it the 4.51 or something?
Yeah, here it is.
Too late to the party to get half of this stuff.
Yeah. Rosie, here it is.
451. That's another RTA where the coil is really close to the posts. Really.
Is there anywhere you can get it from? Is it just over?
Yeah, it's very difficult to get a hold of it now. Maybe when I get fed up with it, I'll give it to you.
Ah, right. Yeah,
which I don't think is going to happen.
That's a square top. That'll be the one.
What's that?
What is it?
The Monad. That's a Genesis.
Is that the mouthpiece? That's
what?
Is that the? Where's the mouthpiece?
That's the mouthpiece. You mean? No, that's not the mouthpiece. The atomizer is like this.
Oh wow!
That's the chamber.
All right.
That's a very reduced chamber.
Is it direct to long tank? Is it?
No, it's most too long. Here is the airflow. Do you see that dot?
So where's the mouthpiece? Where's the mouthpiece for it?
I know when Nathan doesn't know something, he's like, "Where's the mouthpiece?"
Yeah, I can't figure that out.
Where can I buy from this? Okay, give me a second, and I will show you where the mouthpiece goes in. I have some dipsticks here.
Oh, Daniel.
Ah, right.
The top airflow. That's an interesting tank, isn't it?
Mm.
How many mils of liquid does it hold? One?
Yeah, something like that. Like 2 milliliters, just 2 milliliters. Has a weird component here. This bottom plate is just a decorative ring that allows you to orient the atomizer in any box mode. So this
And
part remains.
how's the deck
looking
look
for
like?
you.
The deck.
Okay,
How's
I
the
will show
deck
you.
look like?
It's a Genesis atomizer. It has the
Genesis.
typical design of. This is for your wick. This is a post screw. This is a post screw.
Yep.
And how's the coil? I don't get it.
The coil goes like in vertical.
Oh, vertical.
Then you put a piece of mesh.
Oh, it's a vertical coil.
Vertical coil.
Yeah,
So you roll up
from
the
here,
mesh and put your coil around it, and it goes.
Oh, right.
and then you put this piece here like this, and you have airflow from this side and from this side. The airflow comes from both sides. This
And what is
atomizer
this?
is so good,
What's
they
the
have
name
three
of this RTA? What's the name of this RTA?
Monad 2.1 Monad. You can find it in Italy or Korea.
Oh,
It's made in Korea, but you can find it in Italy. It's made by Extra Mile Vape. Here's the brand. Like a square.
So what's it like to vape? Is it good?
Very good.
Very good.
Very good atomizer. The chamber is very, very small. Very, very small. Check it. That's the chamber. And it's almost everything here is filled by this part. So it remains like very, 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 very small. Just
so it's very condensed.
Yeah, very condensed. It's very good, for example, with single Latakia or single Kentucky, like no mixture.
Could you? Well, we'll can talk about it later. But if you could write down the make of that, because it's hard to hear exactly what that is, and send me it on a WhatsApp later on, Roberto. That'd be lovely. And anyone who asks me, I can then tell them. I might even order one. Might even give it a try, Nathan. Then I can lend it to you and lend you something.
I can put you in contact with the mother.
All right. If you want to. Yeah, be good. Anyone interested in that in chat, just put yes. I don't.
I will write it in the chat.
I think Mark Trigwell has. I don't agree with him at all.
Oh no, you've got to keep it. It's the original.
I am keeping it. It's 0001. You can't get rid of that, can you? No. Ian from above the clouds. Good evening to you. I've done all right keeping up with chat. Really, I'm amazed. I thought I'd be inundated tonight. We are coming. Well, we've more than come to the end. If anyone's got any other questions they want to quickly ask, tap away. Other than that, we'll have to depart. We're coming to
Let it go.
Everyone, Nathan needs to get some a beer from the bar in his hotel.
We won't wait downstairs.
We won't tell his hotel that he's been vaping in the bedroom.
That's the big advantage with vaping. No one knows. No one's the wiser.
Yeah.
Okay, let's just scroll at the bottom. Yeah, no one's got any. All right. The Monad 2.1. Put that on there. That one.
Yeah. That's me. That's another channel. Another channel I run for doing lives in Spanish.
And apparently it's got a big price.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm.
It's made from a crazy Korean. It's also very, very well made. This is a titanium version, for example, anodized, but the normal version is like, I think, 160 or something.
Oh.
Yeah, it's expensive.
Yeah.
All harnesses atomizer are expensive. I think this is the less pricey in the moment.
Right. Yeah, that's good though. I mean, Genesis tanks, I didn't really get into them in the day. I tried. I'll tell you what I did try. I had do you remember really old Typhon GT or Typhon GT, the very early one where the side lifted up? I've still got it somewhere. And I tried putting a coil in that, and the wick, because the wick went straight across from one side to the other, I used a stainless steel mesh as the wick through the coil. Oh, Nathan, you want to hear fuzz and hiss and pop? And
I can imagine.
it was like, it really bubbled and the noise it made, but the taste was good. I enjoyed messing.
Yeah.
Typhons are very good at
The
Typhon.
mesh is a very dry taste, like drier than cotton, and it's also a very bright and pure taste. Once you try mesh, you can feel the difference. It's like pure taste,
Yeah.
no cotton taste, but it's very difficult also to learn. You need time.
Yes.
I used to tell people you need to take 1 month to learn, but that's not true. You need at least 2-3 months to learn how to build a Genesis properly.
Yeah. It is an art, isn't it? And to not get hot spots or whatever on the mesh.
Yeah. Rosie would do it in 2 weeks, I think.
Right. Yeah.
The smallest gap between the mesh and the cotton causes you a hotspot.
Nice.
And with a mesh hotspot, you die. It's like the end of your life. It's the worst thing of vaping.
Yeah.
A dry heat with
Dry hit.
with mesh.
With mesh, yeah.
Oh, I've not had one of those yet. Sounds awful.
That's a harsh one, Rosie. You don't want one.
No, you don't want one.
Thank you, Mark.
Unfortunately, with the Nest, I won't.
No, you shouldn't ever get one with that.
Mark.
Shouldn't ever. Yeah, Mark saying it's lovely to have Roberto on the show, and I'll second that. I think we're going to let everyone get off. That everyone's got things to do. It's been a fantastic show. I knew tonight was going to be good. I was really looking forward to it. Although I had a busy day, I thought I can't wait for tonight because, to get you all on here, I thought what a crew of people to have I could carry on this chat for another hour very easily, and probably more. But
probably more.
We won't. So if you'd like to say your good nights, we'll let Nathan go first, I think, because Nathan's an
I want to say thank you, Mark, for inviting me on the show. I want to thank Roberto for designing a beautiful tank, and looking forward to see your handiwork in the future. And good to put a face to a name as well. And Rosie, I want to wish you a lot of success in your vaping, and you will never miss the cigarettes again. Take my words for it. You will love it. And and I want to thank everyone in chat. I can't see the chat, but I want to thank anyone who came to join, and wish you all a very restful night ahead.
Sometimes it's better not to see the chat, Nathan. I find it more relaxing when you can't sometimes. It's just the chat. Roberto, would you like to say your goodbyes for us all?
Yeah, of course. First of all, thank you for inviting me tonight here. I'm really honored to be with you, with Mark, the Naturevape reviewer, and Nathan Net reviewer, and also to meet Josie, a very young woman who started to vaping for necessity, really for necessity, and she did so well. She knew what she needed, and she immediately find for it to solve the problem she had. I think we are like very, very different people here, very, very different, sharing one thing, the love for vaping and for our net tobacco, and that's very inspiring. That's very inspiring to me. So thank you, you guys. Thank you all guys. Thank all the people for watching. I think it's been like 2 hours talking here, debating about things, but I really enjoyed it. So you can come with me when you want, Mark.
Yeah, perfect. No, as far as I'm concerned, the honour's mine. It's been lovely to have you. I couldn't ask for more. Rosie, would you like to say your goodbyes?
Yeah, thank you so much for having me on another show. As you know, I've never been on camera before last week, ever. So yeah, it's been a big learning curve, but I have to say I feel I felt very emotional this afternoon when my order arrived because loads of nice things were in it, but mainly because I've met some people that are genuinely lovely and supportive. And I know the vaping was out of necessity, but the community of people that I've found through the Naturevape group has, really kind of carried me through a very dark time. So obviously, thank you to Roberto for this absolutely amazing tank that I use. Well, both tanks I've got every day. And to Nathan for, like I say, being literally by my side for the entire journey without knowing it. And to Mark for all his support. Because Mark has just been absolutely fantastic from the beginning up until now, helping me with any issue that I've got. I feel very lucky. And thanks to everyone for watching and all your support. This being my first time on the camera, second time.
Second now. So you're ever so welcome, Rosie. I think the people that have known me over the years, they know that I'll help everyone who's needs my help. Really, if I've got the time, I'll give it to them. Because it's important. We all start somewhere. There's no such thing as a silly question. We all have to learn, and some people go off the path and think it's not for them. Well, fair enough. Other people stay on it, and it's life changing for them. And hopefully, you will see the benefit in your health, your lungs, your breathing, everything else, and I'm sure you will. Ideally, I guess we don't put anything in our lungs, do we? We breathe fresh air. That's the perfect, but we all have an addiction as well, and it is an addiction. And if you can do that in a safer, better way, then great. And you have. So well done. You've took to it like a duck to water.
Yep.
So yeah, Roberto, Nathan, the pair of you, thank you so much. Your support, really lovely. And I'll second the fact, brilliant RTA. Everyone in chat, thank you. Lovely questions. You're all showing an interest, all passionate, and that's what it's all about. So until next time, take care. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.